Hello everyone, so you might remember my last video where basically I made StoryShift Chara combos. Well, ever since the new update, those combos have kind of become irrelevant. Now some of them still work, but most of them are kind of just irrelevant and they don't work anymore, especially with the third phase. So now I'm going to show you brand new combos I've made for StoryShift Chara so you guys can learn how to combo with StoryShift Chara, because that's a really cool character. That's the only character I've been using so far, especially inside of ranked. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the video. Also, if you're wondering where the secrets video is, I'm still working on the secrets video, so don't worry about that. Anyway, so for the first phase of StoryShift Chara, we aren't going to change up that much. Like, it's only literally one thing, so don't worry about it. So to start off, I throw Knife 1, because, I don't know, it's free damage. I heard that it does even more damage to use it, like, mid-combo after you LMD your opponent. But that's only, like, a tiny speck of a damage increase, so it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, I throw Knife 1, and then I LMD my opponent, do the thing where I hit them with 3, teleport back to them. And here's where we change up a little bit. Because after I hit 3, and LMB my opponent again, I use 4. But instead of rushing to my opponent, as soon as my opponent gets picked up by the first star line, that's when I press 5 for extra damage, and then I LMB my opponent again. After LMBing my opponent, I then use 2. You're probably asking, why did I move this one little thing right here? Because normally it used to be 2 and then 5, but then I changed it to 4 and 5. Well, that's because some people actually know how to avoid 2 due to it still being a colored attack. So if your opponent doesn't know how to avoid it, then you get an extra LMB at the end of the combo. But if they do, then it basically just ends the entire combo. So to reiterate once again, I LMB my opponent, throw out my knife, press 3, teleport back, LMB my opponent once again. After I hit them, I press 4, and as soon as they're hit by the first line of stars in 4, then I use 5. LMB my opponent again, and press 2 to see if they react. If they fail to, then I dash in again and LMB them. So yeah, pretty simple combo for the first phase. You just literally repeat that like 24/7. That's all you do. Maybe with the occasional counter as well, because the counter does bonus damage, and yeah. Anyway, let's get on to phase 1.5. Now getting into phase 1.5, or phase 2 for this character, I remember saying something about abusing these iframes and pressing 7. Still, abuse these iframes. Please. They are really important and really helpful, I swear. It gave me a free combo at the start. Now for the combo for this phase, I did change some things, but I didn't change everything, so don't worry. So yeah, make sure to use 7. Now, use 7 randomly. 7's more of a thing, so you can get like a free hit on your opponents. So after I throw my 7, I attack my opponent and throw my knife. That's when I then hit them with 3, LMB them again, and then I use 4. Now after I hit them with 4, I use 2 immediately after, which picks them up off the ground. And then I use 5 immediately after I hit them with 2. Now, I make sure to use 5 at a distance here, and this is very important because we're going to try to combo 8. After I press 5, literally spam the 8 button. I am not joking, spam this button so hard. Do note, this combo is completely RNG based, and sometimes your opponent isn't always going to get stunned. So if you aren't comfortable with hitting 8 here, or spamming the 8 button, then what you could do is after you hit 5, you could just run up to them and LMB them. The only thing that really nerfs this combo is probably going to be damage scaling, but yeah. Devs, please don't patch that combo. If you do, I swear to God I'm going to lock you in my basement and
Hello, my name is Valor. As a representative of GamekillerYT Incorporated, I'm here to remind you that to the extent permissible under applicable laws, in no event shall Gamekiller or her affiliates be held liable for the personal injury, death, or missing whereabouts of any and all owners, developers, administrators, or moderators of Undertale Test Place Reborn. Sorta. Goodbye, and have a great rest of your day.
So to reiterate, to get this over with as quick as possible, basically I use 7, I LMB my opponent, throw out my 1, use 3, LMB my opponent again, use 4, then I use 2, and then I use 5, and finally I finish with 8. Basically when you use 5, some knives actually aim towards your opponent, because when 5 ends, the random knives disappear, and the knives that were aiming at your opponent continue going for your opponent, which is still stunning them, which is really, really helpful for hitting 8. So yeah, that's basically the mechanic that we're using here. Anyway, with that said, let's move on to phase 2.5, the final phase for this video, and the most complex phase. Okay, now wait, because before we completely get into phase 2.5, there is one last thing I do want to say. So when you compare my sub count with other creators, you'll notice that I have less subscribers than all of them, which is absolutely crazy. So I want to pass all of these guys one day, and to do that, I'm going to go for 10,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers, then please consider subscribing, as it helps with the channel a lot, and it helps me make more content like this with the highest possible quality I can give at the moment. So yeah, with that said, let's get back into the video. I'm sorry for wasting your time. So for phase 2.5, to learn these combos, you're going to need a combination of patience, perseverance, and timing. All of these are really freaking important when it comes to comboing this phase. Also, it took me like 2 hours to design the combos for this phase. Also, I'll be enabling my cooldowns for this section of the video so that you can follow along and see that this combo is actually humanly possible to hit. So first off, I use Souls 3 as a combo starter. No, Souls 3 doesn't stun, but the fire does split and it tracks your opponent. So I use Souls 3 as a combo starter when I'm about to LMB. Then I LMB my opponent. After I LMB my opponent, I quickly use Held Vines 1. This is one of the moments where you need timing. After I hit them with Held 1, it picks them up off the ground, and I go to LMB them again. After I LMB them, then I throw a rock at them using Vines 5. After they're hit by Vines 5, I quickly rush in, and then I use 4. After I hit them with 4, you're gonna have to time Held R here, because when you turn mid-air and I hit my opponent again, I then use Souls 2, and after I hit them with Souls 2, I use a little bit of patience again, and wait a bit, and then I use Vines 3, and then I teleport and use RMB. Then I use Souls 1. Now this combo does a lot of damage, so yeah, this combo is very hard to hit. So yeah, one more time to reiterate, because this is really confusing. First, I throw out Souls 3, and then I LMB my opponent. I then use Held Vines 1. I run over to my opponent again, and I LMB my opponent. I then use Vines 5. I run to my opponent and use Vines 4. I hold R. I then use Souls 2, and then I hit Vines 3. I dash to my opponent, and I use RMB. I then use Souls 1 and finish the combo. So yeah, that's basically all we're doing for the combos on this video. Thank you so much for watching. Jesus Christ. This video took way longer than I thought it would, and it is honestly insane how long it took. And it might not even be worth how long it took. Like, we're talking, this video took like 3 months to make, and it isn't that good. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'll try to upload more and be faster about editing, but yeah, I'm sorry. I had to learn a lot to make this video, especially some effects. So yeah, also, my mental health hasn't been that high, so that's probably another factor why this took so long. Also, if I haven't told you already, you should probably consider joining my Discord server, where you can make your art projects and talk to the community and stuff like that, which is, they're really nice and they're really cool. This one guy made a really cool manga of me fighting Ometh, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, big credits to him. His name was Chris the Animator. So yeah, I'll be working on another video after this, and after I finish that video, then I'll work on the secrets video. But keep in mind, my mouse did break recently, so I can't really like play games like I used to. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye!